He's very good. He is positive. In our mind, the way he's talking and the way, see, we've been taught wrong. The way he's talking is almost like a villain, like the Joker. You know, a bad person. That's what cartoons teach. He sounds like a person, a dictator. He sounds like a bad person. But I think he's an angel sent to us to drop some serious knowledge that these churches is not dropping and stuff.
And I believe that I'm the type of person that Gen Alpha will need to.
Gen Alpha, that's what
the next generation.
Our kids.
Basically our kids.
One more time. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying.
But like, you know, you a good dude, Deuce. You're a good
dude. Watch this.
Yes. And I believe that I'm the type of person that Gen Alpha will need to.
Gen Alpha, that's what
the next generation.
Our kids.
Basically our kids.
Okay.
These are the type of kids that are growing, learning our mistakes, and they're not learning what not to do. They're mirroring them. I'm scared of that.
They're not thinking for themselves.
Because if that if the current cycle of degenerosity, and this goes beyond just the falsity of Black excellence replaced with Black degenerosity, this extends to every single person in every single race. And if you believe so, even to those of any gender, regardless of whom you are, this extends to all of us as human beings, as humanity. If we continue this cycle of degenerosity, it will constantly flow. Much like a landslide, much like an avalanche. If the cycle continues, it will exponentially get worse. Or perhaps I should say logistically worse. Because there will be some point when it plateaus. And that plateauing point is our annihilation. Only the positive.
What you mean annihilation? What you talking about? Like the end of humanity?
Effectively. To basically describe the only way humanity brings about its own downfall is to constantly live and reinforce in its own negative beliefs. By devaluing ourselves to the standards that we set to ourselves when we can be more, is to limit our infinite possibility. By living in the stereotypes that others have given us, we debase ourselves. To the Black women who think that the ratchet ghetto culture is a form of strength, you are stripping yourselves of the true angelic potential that you can become. You could be goddesses in these industry.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yet you lessen yourselves as nothing more as desecrated idols. And why? Because the people who are in charge give strength to this debasing material, to this dark matter. By giving strength in the negativity, by becoming what it is as a twisted form of power, we try to empower ourselves in the short term, but rob ourselves in the long term. And as our generations continue, and they pick up on these negative signs and continue that, the signs of destruction shall only grow further. We'll continue to mistrust nature, constantly abuse it, try to seek of ways to grow in the energy-friendly world when we're not ready for it yet, and constantly drain ourselves of energy. Try to seek ways to economically build ourselves without this form of capitalism that people try to deconstruct, when in actuality, it only worsens things for the people who cannot afford the luxuries that those of the extremely established, the billionaires and the trillionaires, have that the common man cannot.
Hit the thumbs up on this live stream. Soon as this
by giving ourselves to these ideals that only exist in a vacuum and not applying them to the common whole, we lessen the destruction that it has in actuality by living in our own bubbles, in our own realities, by taking these negative things and try to wear them as symbols of honor. We weaken ourselves as a whole and turn ourselves into lesser beings. Lesser beings than those of our previous generations. Quite literally evolving backwards. De-evolution.
Why did you mention the black woman particularly?
It is because I've seen a lot of it recently, especially with the recent BET 2024 awards and how many people are discontent, to say the least, with how awful and disgusting that it is. It promotes these people.
What do y'all think?
Showing their bodies.
What do y'all think about
gyrating
this?
it around?
This is the first time I ever seen this guy. Period.
And I must say that I too am kind of disgusted that my own flesh feels this thing and feels somewhat manipulated by it. Even.
Yeah, this is our live channel.
I too am not perfect after all.
We got 3 channels.
I've seen many
live
of the
channel, so we're gonna start using this channel more often.
Mass amounts of filth that have spurned across the internet, whether it be in real life or fictitious fabrications. Many of which have more of a tangible disgust than the words that leave my mother's mouth.
Houston, get ready for a New Year's Eve experience that will go down in history.
Shoot. Whoa, that is crazy.
Street.
I'm hoping that I am trying my best to skip
and much more.
I don't mean to, but I'm pressed for time. I got something else I need to do. So this is some jaw-dropping
lupus can get it too. So visit myoliveleaf.biz to help get your health in order.
Hence why I label the BET Awards as the BDT Awards, the Black Degenerosity Television Awards. Because that's all that it is, degenerosity. And this isn't limited to just black people. This is to everyone. It's obvious that sex sells in every industry. But to capitalize on it as such is nothing more than a short-term investment for this, in exchange, destroying humans on an intellectual and potential level. We used to send rockets up into the stars and be able to reach up to Pluto and beyond. But now, when's the last time you saw a rocket ever reach space and not crash, burning up in the atmosphere? I bet you it's been years, hasn't it?
Well, they got the spaceship stuck up there right now. They got some people up there, and they can't get them home. So they having to send Elon Musk up there to get them. But they don't even know if Elon Musk's rocket gonna make it. So
therein lies the problem. There is a lack of stability. There is no stabilization. There is no order. There is no near guaranteed method to get those people down from there. And hence why they're stuck. Hence the paranoia of even trying to reach into space further to begin with, because we can't even save our own people who are stranded up there.
Think about that. Think about that.
I think there is a reason. And I'm going to say this because, Deuce, you will be coming back to my platform, okay? And we won't have to talk about your mother. We can talk about all the things that you observe while walking this earth, while playing video games, while reading, and while connecting with source energy, which is art, because God is an art. God is the creator of all things. And when you create, you are God, and you are directly connecting with source energy. And the moment we stop creating and we let a computer create for us, we are killing ourselves.
Yes.
And there's a reason why I feel they label people like you who are socially awkward. They want to put labels on you. They want to say that you're autistic. They want to say that you have Asperger's. They want to say all of these things.
They want to create a vessel to fear us, to
right.
treat us as beyond the norm, something that should not be striven for. When we are in actuality, and this is probably.
See, sometimes you gotta stop it because it's too much information for you to get major points to sink in. This is why I keep stopping some of this stuff, man. Y'all missed it. I know you missed that point. So I'm going to rewind it.
They want to put labels on you. They want to say that you're autistic. They want to say
put labels on you. They want to say he's autistic. They want to say it's something wrong with him, the way he's thinking, because he's thinking too right. While you thinking what's you've been taught in the street.
They want to say all of these things.
Thank you for subscribing. Subscribe to this channel. This is our live channel. They want to create that bell so you know when we go live. But they don't want to open your mind and see that he is right about the truth about our people worldwide. That's what the problem is. That is what the problem. You so close-minded, you think what you thinking in your head is correct. And you're not even opening up to see, well, maybe it's wrong. Maybe these people that we think are the celebrities are the bad people. And people like him, nah, he retarded. He's slow. There's something wrong with him. This is what the problem is.
I'm listening
to see if I say anything wrong.
They want to say that you have Asperger's.
I'm going to shut up.
They want to say all of these things.
They want to create a vessel to fear us, to treat us as beyond the norm, something that should not be striven for. When we are in actuality, and this is probably the biggest form of boasting that I've ever given in my life. When people like us are perhaps the potential to continue on humanity's future. People like Albert Einstein, like Stephen Hawking.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Jesus.
We are the people that look at the world differently. And we bring a new perspective. And in those new perspectives, it gets people questioning, what if we could do this? What instead of A and B, what if we look at this, why don't we look at point alpha before we reach point A and B? What if we brought this in? What will point A and B look now? I said this to my mother in one of our last calls. She asked me if I was a pawn or a king. I said neither. If I were to be anything in the game of chess, I'd want to be the board. A pawn is obvious, but for a king, the entire game rests on his shoulders, and he is still in control of the players. If anything, the one constant in a game of chess is the board. Every bishop is always situated on a white and black square that they always move upon. Every rook moves on a cardinal direction of that 8x8, not 8x8, I believe. Wait, is it 8x8? I think it's 8x8.
I don't know.
Sorry, y'all. This code, we wouldn't know. So you could say 8x8, 9x9, 10x10. We wouldn't even know. We wouldn't know, and we would believe him. But listen how he's trying to make sure he don't put out no false information. That's a true prophet. That is a true angel. That is a true positive person.
Let me see. What? They're on a cardinal direction of that 8x, not 8x8, I believe. Wait, is it 8x8? I think it's 8x8.
I don't know.
Let me see. There you have.
See, that's that retarded brain. That's why people think he retarded, because he's trying to make sure he speak nothing but the truth.
Knight,
I
bishop,
got y'all. I got
king,
it. Watch this.
Queen, and then there's a replica of the first three. So yeah, it's an 8x8 grid. On that 8x8 grid, the players always work in bounds of that grid, because that is where the true law lies. It is the law of the land. In war, what is the first thing that is most important?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Montana 9.
What is the terrain? 9. Are we dealing with the forest? Are we dealing with the desert? How are we going to maneuver
I'm going to try to bring some people on the live stream.
If
if somebody want to come on the live stream.
What can we apply?
And talk to me and show your face or whatever.
Because the most important
Or just
tool
say something
is
on the live
knowing
stream. Let's see if
what
we
you're
can
dealing
get
with.
that working.
How do you play the game? And how you play a game is dictated by how it is established, by the foundation. In chess is the grid. It is that 8x8 board, well, a board. In the game of war, even though it is not a game, it is dictated by the land that is seen as the war zone. In, say, a board game like Monopoly, every piece always moves in that property zone. You gain cards, community and chess cards from that zone. You go to jail on that board. You place houses and hotels on that board. Why strive to be a piece that is controlled? Why strive to be a piece that is controlled by, that is always controlled by something else or hinged behind the decision of something else, when you can be the very thing that dictates how far those people and those pieces can go? Why be the functioning cog when you can be the boundary that decides it? Why be the materials of an architecture's new building when you can be the land that dictates how far and how high they can build? And that there describes me. I think beyond what many people normally think. Sometimes to a level that is unnecessary, but sometimes it becomes necessary and leads people to think that there's more to this than meets the eye. And it's something that my oculi, the vehement oculi, can detect.
Can we leave it here? Because that just summed the whole universe up, Deuce.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Certainly.
And I know you probably already know this, but don't let nobody tell you something wrong with you.
Trust me, no one ever will. The only thing that can guide, the only thing that determines how strong or how weird I am is myself. And it's not, and that doesn't apply to just me. That applies to you and to everyone else. All of us. We are as strong as we allow ourselves to be. And though there are some limitations, there are some people that have already become the board. We too can become our own boards.
Become the board.
No, normally I say now we gotta go by, but we'll be back. Thank you.
Good God Almighty!
I've never clapped for my guests ever. Damn. I'm inspired. And I just want to say this. Shout out to your father, Sam Odom, for because he raised you.
Most certainly.
And he's always said, Tasha, there's nothing wrong with my son. And I remember doing the first interview with you and people were trying to say, no, it's something. It's Asperger's. It's this. It's something. And whatever a parent says about their child, I believe them. But your mother has told a lot of lies.
Her credibility is down in the abyss with her.
And, but your daddy, as a black man, has always said there is nothing wrong with my son. And he's still, to this day, because I called him, I said, is Deuce ready to have an interview? He said,
trying to break
let me
up
talk
his
to him.
code.
And he came to you and asked, he came back, he said he's ready. I'm like, wow. I was a little worried in the beginning. However,
wow. What's going on? How y'all doing?
And if you ever decided to get into politics, my brother, and run a country or two,
Yeah, I was on stage playing
I'm
the
coming to
bass,
be up
and I
under your
needed
leadership.
every
Around the
little
world.
Okay.
open up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
God, that was
All right,
way too
we're
deep.
done. Okay.
God dang, man. You know what? I just got something. When I say I got it, I got something. I have called myself, I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning, and I'm trying my best to, we listening to the comments. They say that you talk too much. Stop stopping it. But I'm thinking I'm helping y'all understand some points, because he is telling me that some things you just listen and let it fly past your brain, because you're not ready to open up your brain. So look, I wrote down 1, 2, 3 things I wanted to talk about. But after what he said at the end and
3
stuff,
points.
y'all put in the comments if y'all want me to talk about what I had, my thoughts that I was going to say, but I called myself not stopping it that much. What I wrote down compared to what he said, forget about it. Forget about it, man. God, my man said, what piece? I'm going to always say this. The game of chess, what would you want to be? Everybody know the answer to that one. I want to be the king. Or the ladies might say, well, I want to be the queen. Some of the ladies might say they want to be the king. I'm going to start asking people that. Y'all start asking people that. You played the game of chess, right? You know, who you want to be? You're a pawn in the game of chess, the pawn. Nah, don't nobody want to be the pawn. Everybody think they not the pawn. Everybody think I'm the king. Right? Yeah, this is facts. This brother, I ain't never heard somebody say, I was just ready to think that right before he said it. He said, the piece that I would like to be is the board. Wow. And he broke down the reason why. Look here, man, I'm going to get on up out of here. I got some woosahing to do, man. I need to go take me a long shower. I was great to say something. And get this cold taken care of. Y'all take it light. Take it slow. Y'all tell him Uncle Mike, told you so. I think I'm going to change my name to Uncle Mike the Equalizer. And I'm going to explain that to y'all later on. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Mike Cross the Equalizer. Told you so. Take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike the Equalizer. Told you so. Yeah. I'm working with some people, man, and they going to help me brand me and everything. But first of all, I got to get rid of this cold. Y'all pray for me, man. Peace out. All righty. Okay. Now that the live stream is off. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gracious. I'm ready to change that. Oh, my gracious.
Members of our family.
I don't think I did as bad as some people called me and said I did. How about that? Y'all ready? All right, let's get this started. Can we get this party started, right? What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? The premiere of Jaguar Wright's Son, Exposed Family Secret has just dropped, and I had a couple of my friends and my workers that's helping me with the channel call me. I'm a little bit under the weather. I was like, oh gosh, what did I say? I don't supposed to be talking that much. And I'm like, oh Jesus, I hope I didn't say nothing. 1, 2. Sounds a bit low. We are live. No, that definitely got to be loud. I have a cold. I got plenty of cough drops. So soon as it came on, I said, you know what, we're going to do another one with me breaking down any and everything that I want to say. It's hard doing a YouTube channel, man. It's hard. I read the comments. You talk too much. Just let the video play. We do that. There's some people say, well, no, we want to hear your comments. We want to hear your input. We want to hear your input. We're live. We got a live channel. We're doing the best we can. Only thing I would like to say is, if I said anything wrong, I apologize. Like, for example, I used the word retarded, but I'm thinking as fast as I can to get my point across so I can hurry up and hit play, because I'm not myself. And you're right, I shouldn't use that word retarded. I shouldn't use that word. Everybody knows that's an ugly word. That's like cussing at somebody. Don't call them retarded. Some people are mentally challenged. Some people are, but nobody is called retarded anymore. Nobody. So I apologize. I apologize to the bottom of my heart. If I had a kid that's autistic or whatever, I wouldn't want them to call my son or daughter retarded. So I understand and I apologize. The only reason why I used that word because I was trying to hurry up and make a point. So that's dead. Also, there's been times I don't know Jaguar Wright's son. I said that in the beginning that I didn't even know she had a son. I thought her son passed away. All this drama and this P. Diddy, all this stuff is new to me. CMOS, yeah. Everybody is worrying about the code. It sounds like I'm talking right out of my nose to me. I think that this guy is nowhere near slow or have a problem. I'm not saying that I believe his stories, and I'm not saying I don't believe his stories. I am going wow, and I am listening to his stories. And I'm like, I can't believe he's saying this. Another thing I want to say before we get it started and everything, because I'm going to break it down whenever I get good and ready to. I don't think nobody should be going on, no matter what the parents did. I don't think nobody should be going on live video airing out their family problems. I don't care if it's the son doing it. I don't care if it's the daughter doing it. I don't care if it's the mother or the father, the cousin or the aunt, the grandmother, the grandfather. That is foul. That does not show any type of who team you're on, so to speak. So, but since he's doing it, and I'm assuming that Jaguar Wright has said some things about him, this is where we at. So, oh my goodness. Let me, his IQ level. So I'm going to skip forward. I'm going to be skipping and all kinds of stuff through this video to get to the meat and potatoes. How about that?
Okay, and how old are you?
20.
Yeah, and we're live.
22.
Don't forget we're live.
22.
So
Okay, and so are you still in school? Because I know
I stopped it right here. Let's go over this one part. I said, you know what? I don't supposed to say anything, so that's my opinion. So I didn't stop it. I started laughing. I said, wait a minute, let me just keep going. Don't nobody want to hear my opinion. But
In all forms.
Okay, and how old are you?
22.
22. Okay, and so are you still in school? Because I know
wait a minute. He said he was grown. He said something about grown, or she said he was grown. And then he said, well, how old are you? 22. So I started laughing because, my brother, you 22, you have just started the beginning of grownness, because the government says at the age of 21, you're an adult, you're grown. But your experience, and this is scientific fact, somebody told me, you know, your brain, or you're not fully developed until you're 25. I have a lot of 25-year-olds or 26-year-olds that talk to me. I'm grown. I have a lot of experience. I got wisdom. I'll cut my beard. you're not grown. You just think you're grown. Trust me, because when I was 22, 23, 24, and now that where I'm at now, I was running around telling people, oh, I'm grown. If you got to tell somebody you're grown, you're not grown. So I decided to just let the tape roll, because if you're 22 right now, give it 10 or 15 years, and you think back on when you were 22, and you're going to say, and I thought I was grown back then. Yeah. So that's why.
Last time we spoke during the documentary series.
Oh,
I ain't going to say nothing.
That was a while ago. I've been out of school for a little bit, but as of this year, starting last week, I'm back in.
Okay.
So now she's going to go through a lot of his history and stuff and everything. So, and this thing is 2 or 3 hours long. So we're going to skip a little bit.
Go stay with my mom and hopefully
try to maybe recenter myself, try to find some sort of equilibrium.
In my live stream, they saying I was a whackhead when I was 22. Yeah, when you're 22, you grown, you old enough to get in the clubs and all that type of stuff. But as far as like, you doing some responsibilities and stuff. Now you 22, right? How old was your mother when she was doing all these things you saying that she was doing, and she wasn't handling her responsibilities as an adult? How old was Jaguar Wright when he's 22? So if you do the math and take Jaguar Wright's age, how old was Jaguar when she had her first child? I don't know. I'm just giving you some perspective on all this stuff.
That definitely softened things up because I was able to stay at home. I know when my...
So he's telling the story, and it's shout out to his dad, because the dad is saying basically nothing's wrong with him.
Fast life per se. So it was something that you kind of got used to. And so was this the first time that your dad had been evicted?
Yes, I would say it's to my knowledge, it's the first and only time we've been evicted. But
right, so shout out to his dad, because once they got evicted, he straightened and handled his business and got them somewhere else to stay. That was real close to Obama's house. I thought that was pretty cool.
Completely false.
Okay.
Okay, let's pick up right here, y'all.
I believe autism, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Why are you taking a deep breath like that?
I'm taking a deep breath right now because this is gonna be one of the many instances in which how I describe my mother is gonna vastly differ from how I described her in our last interview.
Okay.
Basically,
the
claim of autism is completely false.
Okay.
If it seems like I have autism, it's just the fact that I'm very socially awkward when it comes to people. Even nowadays, I don't consider myself a member of Gen Z in terms of behavior. I'm and if I am, I'm very highly intellectual, far from the norm.
Okay.
And I have my own measure in which I study things and decipher things. I take a lot of things into detail, especially when it comes to nature or artwork, hence how I like the art word so much, especially when it comes to music too, deciphering certain things here and there that many people may miss. Or say, for example, when someone's editing something, I may come across a couple gaffes here and there that other people may dismiss on the majority, but only a very few will feel but say, I'm not so sure about it.
Oh.
Right. Now, right here, he's saying, I wanted to say something, but it wasn't that important. Some people can Madlock, and it was some other detective show. You get a detective, and they have an extra sense, so to speak, to look at things from a different perspective, and they analyze it, and they come up with a better answer. Yeah. I do that as well, and I'm not talking about solving crimes. I'm talking about trying to fix a lawnmower or something, or fix my bicycle or something like that. Like, I tried to put the chain on, but let me try it this way. Well, let me take this off. So your mechanical skills and everything is different per person and everything. And I also want to say, I don't even know this lady name that's doing the screening. I mean, that's doing the interview. she interviewed Jaguar, and after this, I went live for a little while this was going on. That's when people started calling me. It was like, she's the enemy. And I'm not talking about my team members because I'm not even gonna say nobody's name because she know I respect everything she said. Not yes ma'am, yes ma'am. I'm talking about the other knuckleheads that ain't helping the channel, but just criticize Michael Cross as a friend. I'm talking to my friends, not my coworkers. Anyway, shame on you. That's all I gotta say. I think shame on you because you had Jaguar Wright on the show, and you talked to Jaguar Wright and everything. Then you had the father on the show, and now you're having the son on the show, and you know it's some drama and stuff within that family, and you just exploiting them, so to speak. So I don't think that's fair. It remind me of Oprah. Oh, I can't believe that Oprah had Monique's. She asked Monique, "I'm gonna have your brother on the show." And his brother, Monique's brother, was abusing, we can't say the S, whatever, you know what we talking about. Monique when they was little, and Oprah asked her could she bring her on, and I think Monique said no, or she was against it, or whatever, and Oprah did it anyway, like some get back stuff. I don't like that. So yeah, that's not good.
This to my mother feels like a form, something on the form of autism that could be possible, but it's not exactly the case. For example, I do not strictly order things in specific patterns or whatnot. I haven't really cared for it. What I do care for is organization, as it keeps things clean, to keep things tidy, and makes things easier to move around. Okay. But that isn't a consistent thing that I double down on.
Okay. I noticed we have a lot of people out jobbing different things, and I have noticed that people that are a little slow, autism, whatever the level of, they think different. I honestly think that they try their best to do everything right. They try their best because they know they know they've been marked as something different. So they trying to keep up with society. So they trying to do everything right. I remember watching this movie where the slow character needed to learn how to lie. So he went to his mom, honestly, and asked his mom, Mom, I need to learn how to lie because you're the biggest liar I know. Can you teach me how to lie? Because they always want to tell the truth. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. So has she told you that you were autistic?
She has told me many occasions, but like always, there hasn't been a doctor to confirm it.
Okay.
And she's always been wanting to do so, but I believe even if I see a doctor now, the result is going to come up negative.
Okay. What?
Very highly intelligent, very highly smart. He is above average. And these street people, Jaguar, love you to death, Jaguar, they don't understand that because he don't want to be in the street. He want to be.
What about Asperger's?
Yeah. Asperger's, same thing. Not.
And as far as I'm concerned, I'm down with Jaguar. I really like Jaguar because a lot of stuff she been saying about a lot of things has came true. She don't bite her tongue. She is very smart. She can tell a story. I mean, she done build a character. What she done in her past, I don't know. But ain't nobody on this earth is perfect. Yeah, Jaguar, I'm down with Jaguar, and you can't change my mind on that. And the son they having problems, I'm hoping them praying that they get this thing together. They got to figure that out. That ain't for us to pick sides. Shame on you to get them to help them to get together. Yeah. Jaguar and Gene and everybody else, when it's somebody that I'm against, not against, but that I feel as though is a snake or something, yeah, I let it be known. So I'm not picking those sides. I'm just doing the reaction, and I'm more reacting to what he is saying and how he is saying it. It's amazing. He's an amazing storyteller. If the story is a lie or if it's the truth, I don't know. But it's amazing how he's telling this story. I keep clicking the wrong button, y'all.
The case.
Okay. All right. And so has she said
Very
anything
smart
like
guy.
that to you? I mean, because like
That's
she's
clear.
very open with these interviews about, I guess the condition that you were born with and that she's, gotten benefits for. And so like, any mother, like we know our children, but your dad he stands 10 toes down and says, there's nothing wrong with you. He just says like, you just do things differently.
I agree more with my father than my mother in this case.
Okay.
If I indeed had Asperger's autism or autism in general, I feel like my behavior would be even more radically different than so. And my behaviors to many things would be a lot more different than was the case. I mean, I've gone to many schools over the years, but across all of them, I treat them all the same way. And I'm just with my own very high cognitive function, and I'm capable of doing well in any environment, really, and even adapting to different environments, whether it be different schools, different states, or even different jobs now.
So you could take care of yourself.
Certainly.
Okay.
I was going to stop it right there also. But when he said, I don't think I'm just autistic, I think I just do things different. I beg to differ. I think that he don't do things different. I think he do things his way. You have to stand on something and do things your way. And I don't let this world dictate what it is I'm going to do and not do. Because if that's the case, I would have never started a YouTube channel. They laughed at me. I mean, they bust out laughing in a big meeting about me starting a YouTube channel. And the whole room laughed. Yeah, I would never forget that. I'm different because everybody in the room still got a job. So
and
I think
you don't need like
very
daily
intelligent
assistance in doing that.
I don't need daily assistance.
Okay.
If I were in a financially stable position, I'm capable of maintaining that by myself.
Okay. Now, when you did move with your mom to Texas this last time, your grandmother was with you.
Yes.
She's no longer with you all. Your mom was arrested on live one day when I guess maybe she was evicted in Texas and she drives to Louisiana.
Okay.
And then she's on live. I don't know if you remember this day. She was in a hot tub.
I remember that.
And you guys were inside a hotel and it was like boxes stacked up everywhere. You guys were hungry. There was no food. I guess maybe you were playing video games and she gets arrested. Like, do you remember that day?
You would like me to give further details on
Yes, I do.
Certainly.
Okay.
Okay, so about that.
You would like for me to, because see, also, I mean, I know I'm stopping it a lot and I'm going to let some of this stuff flow, but the flow video, as you can see, is already up on the channel. But I just want people to know that a lot of times when interviews are going down, they already know the questions and answers so they can get a flow going. They already know, I'm going to say this, then we're going to go to, it's a story. Then I'm going to go to some meat and potato. And I'm going to ask you this. And he's just waiting for her to shut up because you want me. And his choice of words is, well, you want me to expand on that, right? Yeah. So here it comes. That's what he's thinking, because he knew this question was part of the interview.
We were playing video games, and she gets
She don't know how to
arrested.
stop
Like,
the question.
Do you remember that day?
To get
You would
him
like
to go.
me to give further details on
Yes,
that.
I do.
Certainly.
Okay.
Okay, so about that that eviction, the fourth eviction that she's had to go through, same with me, and will be technically my fifth eviction if you count the one with my father.
Okay.
So on the night before that eviction, I saw the eviction notice, basically the pink slip in a yellow sheet saying, you need to move all of your things out now or we will forcefully remove it from the apartment.
Okay.
On my old phone, which I have in my room, unfortunately it's broken. I had to get repaired in order to show the message. I sent her the picture of it saying, what are we going to do about this? But she said to me that it was perfectly fine. There's nothing to fret over it. Just relax in your room.
Okay.
Basically treating it as if it were normal. And even back then, when I would say very quiet about kind of dissenting towards my mother's word, I felt alarm bells ringing in the back of my head. That paranoia was striking again, but it felt less vivid than it did in the previous times, like it was becoming normalized. Okay. Even though I believe everyone can agree that 4 evictions is something no one should go through. 1 at most.
Okay. I agree.
So that eviction happened, and all of the things were moved outside in boxes and trash bags and whatnot. And my mom had to get her ID in order to get the Penske truck in order to move things out.
Okay.
And me at the time, even back then, it was in the back of my head, but I can definitely tell you now, antics have been going on at the legacy of Cedar Hill at the time. I even remember the instance in which some young kids were beating up an elderly man out on the outside. And I knew at that time that with how controversial or at worst infamous my mother had been in that area, if we were left out there in the middle of the night, we were basically free shots for them to vent out their frustrations, vent out their anger, mess with us, toy with us, get popular on social media. I couldn't allow that. Not to myself, not to my mother, not to my grandmother. And to
keep in mind his mother.
So I would,
his video and also.
But if he were with us, also for him too.
Okay.
I was going to do what it takes to get us that truck before sundown.
Okay.
So I searched around in each of those bags, constantly looking for it. And I swear to you, my hunger and dehydration at the time, since I didn't have much to eat after breakfast and since we were evicted in the noon, it made me feel like that I was searching every single bag, but I didn't, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I felt like I was losing it until my mother finally caved and got me some lunch over at Fuel City.
Okay.
And then in that evening, when the sun was starting to go down, I had finally found the bag, her pocketbook, her purse, which had her ID. And I felt so relieved. Oh. Now, looking at a recent stream, well, not recent, but several weeks ago now, from someone who has kept an eye on my mother, which I'm very thankful for, Miss Danny Robertson. Someone in her chat mentioned that my mother had actually staged the hiding of her purse just to get some fame of the situation.
Oh, what do you mean?
In other words, she purposefully hid that bag away, even though we needed it in order to get the truck.
Okay.
And had me searching around, and it recorded me frantically searching around and her basically talking loudly and brashly to Grandma Frances. And then once she felt like she had milked enough of the situation, she had basically placed it in a spot for me to find it. And
in my chat, they said, how come he coming out with all this stuff now? And maybe he made any other appearances? And he probably was like, God, I never thought of it like that, because he was looking, all he knew is we got to find this ID so we can get this truck. Because he's a kid. He's a smart kid. That's all he's trying to do. And I think an adult has said to him that maybe your mom actually, because, everybody's going to allegedly tell their story, made it difficult for him to find it so she can just film it just so she can get popularity. This is his story. I'm just breaking down his story.
Or have done any wrong to her in her eyes, stirs the pot of bad blood for well over a decade and pettily steals things from those whom she hates for her own purposes.
Whoa, let's back that up just a little bit. Wait a minute.
To her den and protects the being in spite of the things that she's done. However, Jaguar Wright is the kind of person I abhor.
Okay.
To give you the Cliff Notes version on how I view Jaguar Wright, she is 5 things to me.
Okay.
She is an over-possessive siren who lures any people who try to be kind to her into her den and protects the things that she owns, whether it be her gained wealth or, even at worst, her own sons, whether they be dead or alive, like a dragon protects a hoard of gold. That's one.
Okay.
Two, Jaguar Wright is a vindictive thief who hates those who have slighted her or have done any wrong to her in her eyes, stirs the pot of bad blood for well over a decade, and pettily steals things from those whom she hates for her own purposes or for her own hatred.
Okay.
3, she is a dead son of narcissism who has been overfueled with the eutrophication of love from her father and her mother at such a young age, well before her double digits, that it spoiled her rotten and led her to believe that she was a shining star amidst the cosmos, when in actuality she burnt out.
I think I need a dictionary. I need to go get me a dictionary for some of these words he's using. Wow. It was something I was going to say. I don't forget. Here we go.
4, she is a hyperbolic criminal with the mask of a cultist who has spread and blown things so far out of proportion to the point where nobody can find, hopefully nobody will find the truth of the matter, and to keep her name in the circles of controversy so that all the attention will always be on her. And likewise, hypocritically proclaiming to my now late half-brother to never play a game series from Rockstar known as GTA, Grand Theft Auto, when she has effectively done the same herself in real.
Now, in my chat, they said that you have to remember that he's 22. So all this time, they were basically asking, well, why is he just coming out now? Well, he's 22. So now he just became an adult. So let's say 2 years of adulthood, if you want to say that. He's trying to find a way to get his story out. So this is one of the ways for him to get his story out. I'm thinking that for some reason, you're 22, all these years of all this anger, you got to let it out. You got to let it out. And this is this way to let it out, man.
Life now.
Yeah.
And 5th, and
hit them thumbs up on my live stream.
Are probably going to remember this one, and they're probably going to be laughing at this. 5th, Jaguar Wright is a profane prostitute. A modern-day 𝗑𝐓𝐿 indoctrinated by the 4 women of the Zohar to be in communication with the devil in our religious faith, and to bring harm, or at worst, even death, upon members of our family.
Well, Jaguar has said she never faked like she wasn't. I don't want to say the word, for lack of a better word, a prostitute. She was a working girl. She said that. She have said that she been deep into this game, and she admitted that.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry, dude. So sorry.
That's the Cliff
This cold
Notes
is
version.
killing me.
I'm going to hell. I'm going to.
Please.
Sorry, y'all. I got a cold. Golly, wait a minute. I'm coughing all over the
minute.
place. My man, he is smart. His IQ level is great. I like him. I like him because he ain't retarded. Because he ain't from the streets. My bad, y'all. I had to say something. Yeah, I apologize again, man. I don't even want to hear myself say that word anymore. Again, I'm trying to hurry up and get my little 2 cents out and keep the video going. And I blame the comment section for that one, because if I was taking my time, I would have said, he's not slow. You know, I've been stopped using the word. I'm surprised. I'm learning. I'm having fun. I'm trying to get my point across real quick and get back to the video. So that's why I'm taking my sweet time to do this. That's a terrible word. You know, I think I shouldn't have. I know I shouldn't have used that word. And this is one of the main reasons I jumped right back on here to let y'all know I apologize. I'm letting everybody know that I'm trying my best to be a straight shooter. I ain't picking no sides. I give my opinion after I clearly see you shouldn't have done that. I think the son shouldn't have done what he did, but at the same time, he is shining some light on the integrity of Jaguar Wright. And to be honest, he haven't shined too much light on the Jaguar Wright that I know, because we all make mistakes. We all get put out or can't pay our bills, and the car repossessed. I bought a car for my mom. It got repossessed, man. That hurt my feelings. But I ain't had no money, you know. So these stories happen to everybody. Don't point the finger. Is what I'm saying. I like Jaguar too, and I'm gonna break it all down. Wait a minute, hold up. Woosah. Okay, let's go. Y'all ready? Let's. That's my God. Yes,
I am
indeed,
a writer,
baby. Talk to me.
I am
Writer.
a very minor but somewhat self-trained music composer.
Okay.
And an artist.
Okay.
I have the gift of art flowing through my veins.
Okay.
So that much is most certainly a fact.
I think I missed something. Why is she laughing? I don't understand that part.
And I am capable of painting together very narratives of sort.
I was going to say, your mother, like, you guys have the same storytelling elements. I'm just, I love it. I love it. I love it.
The key difference with, yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, dudes. I'm sorry. All right.
Now, those things I have kept separate with Jaguar Wright.
Okay.
As in her actions and her persona.
Okay.
As they say, hate the sin, not the sinner.
Mm-hmm.
And over these years, over this year and a half, I realized all the wrongs that my mother has struck upon me and has tried to do with me.
Okay. Like what?
To an all-encompassing degree, she's attempted to use me as a pawn, a weapon and shield against those whom she hates, including her own family, for her own purposes.
I'm gonna try to skip to some of the real stuff that I wanted to cover, because we'll be
confirm
here all
since
day.
I haven't heard the full details, but I have heard the word across the street. And I have even heard of an instance where my mother was live one time when she exposed her naked breast online for the internet to see.
If you have kids, this is a great point I was going to say something about. You have to think, when you have kids, ladies and gentlemen, what is your kid going to think when they see their mother exposed? And these kids, if they kind of normal, like when I grew up, and I'm assuming that he probably was a teenager around this time. We are trying to get our little sexual fantasies on now. But no kid wants to see their mother in a sexual fantasy type way. They don't want no man to see their mother in a sexual type of way. Only the daddy. Only daddy, that's it. That's a lock rule. You should uphold that. So imagine what he felt. I have talked to kids, and the mother's dressing a little too hoochie mama, showing too much skin, too much breast way down here, whatever the case may be. I have talked to them, and I befriended them as much as I could to hit him with the question, because I already know the answer, to say, man, how do you, talk to me, bro. How do you feel about your mother dressing this way? I mean, it's okay. I won't tell nobody or whatever. And they told me the truth. Man, I can't stand she dressing like that. All my friends tease me at school. So your mother's a freak. She's a hooker, a prostitute. What? All this stuff he was telling me. I mean, he was letting it flow. So you don't understand the impact that you are leaving on your son or daughter, the kid. You don't understand the impact you're leaving on the kid. And that's a shame.
That there was even an instance where my mother was naked underneath the moonlight, like she were from Twilight.
I'm not saying he's telling the truth. I'm not saying that he's lying. Only thing I'm saying is I can imagine through the story he's telling how a kid really feels. These kids are smart, man. And I don't care as an adult if you might think they dumb, but they are very smart.
Oh, it's hard to fully decipher because it's a coalescence of many. However, to say that this energy is nonetheless a demonic one and is a cyst is basically self-evident. She has leached money off of many people. Those who had, forgive me for saying this, foolishly given it to her in spite of all of her wrongdoings, as well as taking the money from her own mother before she passed. Now, she's told me on many occasions that the money that she made was from Philadelphia, but that's not true.
See, all these things that he's saying now is her word against his. If Jaguar was to admit to some of this stuff, it wouldn't change my, I was in a bad time in my life. I needed this money to take care of my sons. So none of that has anything to do with it, but I like the way he's telling the story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you there. Appreciate it.
I have the original drawing that captures everything that
I thought this was
view
deep
that my
right
mother
here.
has become.
Okay.
I have a more quality version that I adapted into a digital
This is a
picture.
demon.
That is a succubus.
Okay, and this is an angel.
Yes. To put it in full visualization for everyone to articulate.
Okay.
That is a succubus. Don't even know what that is. Never heard of that. But as a 21-year-old, your drawing that you're doing is letting me know that you're not grown yet. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay.
The olive leaf extract can reverse.
Because you older than them,
Oh, so basically spoiled.
Yes.
Okay.
Spoiled. Hence the narcissism. It may not be medically stated, but it is effectively true. This is egotism in its fullest form, mostly. Articulated from one being.
Okay.
She has been stranded in an abyss that she has cast herself into for all this time. And in my digital formulation, that abyss is much more articulated. And she is floating in front of very olden teeth. The teeth of the spiritual beast Leviathan, the primordial aquatic beast.
This is way, way over my head, but it sounds like a very nice story. So y'all go check out the original. I'm gonna skip ahead because it's two more points that I really want to make on this video.
Acknowledge the wrongs that you have committed, the crimes that you have done, the evasions of taxes over the years from leeching money from other people, from your own mother, and from the people whom how our conversations are going to go now if you continue down this path. You do.
Watch out there now. Yeah, he talking like a joker. He's speaking like the evil villain. I'll get you next time. Ha 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 ha. That type of thing. So
bias.
Certainly.
And I've had your mother. I've had your father.
Don't even know who he is. All look upon the fiery wings that ignite from his soul. And as he strikes upon those whom dare try to,
man, he coming
the
straight.
more deadlier contagions, to be able to reach far beyond the stars, to find
I'm trying to get to that
soil, to bring forth.
I'm trying to get to that chessboard.
Yes. And I believe that I'm the type.
He sounds like
Our kids' kids?
Basically, our kids.
Okay.
oh, this was deep.
Cartoons.
I found both parts I wanted to go over. Watch this.
He sound like a person, a dictator. He sounds like a bad person.
He
But I
sounds
think
like
he's an angel sent to us.
He sounds like a bad person. I mean, they talk. I think that the world has gave us this imagination of the devil is red. He got spikes. He got a pitchfork. That's what the world made up. God, y'all know the picture of Jesus that was just a picture that they made. He's in all white. And this is worldly stuff, man. And so he's breaking down some things. Drop some serious knowledge that these churches is not dropping this stuff.
And I believe that I'm the type of person that Gen Alpha will need to.
He's letting the younger generation know, or any generation at that matter, open your mind and think for yourself. We get all our information from the news. Who is monitoring and checking to see what the news is telling us? That type of thing. That's how all this social media stuff got started and everything, man. And I found out, I'm still researching. This is why Elon Musk bought Twitter, because they was trying to censor freedom of speech, right? So I looked at a video and I was like, yeah, that's right. So that's good, good strike for us. Come find out that when Elon Musk tweets something, don't know how true this is and everything, I'm just researching it. He getting less views and stuff because the algorithm is equal for everybody, and the presidents and other people are stronger. Accounts is stronger than his. Oh, no. So he told his people, don't know how true this is, to change the algorithm. So when I tweet something, it goes out to a hell of a lot more people. That's not right. That is not right. Don't know how true it is, and I'm still investigating that. So imagine Elon Musk bought Twitter so he can benefit and get more views and subscribers because of the algorithm is in his favor. That is not fair.
Gen Alpha, that's what
the next generation.
Our kids' kids?
Basically, our kids.
What's this?
Yes. And I believe that I'm the type of person that Gen Alpha will need to.
Gen Alpha, that's what
the next generation.
Our kids' kids?
Basically, our kids.
Okay.
These are the type of kids that are growing, learning our mistakes, and they're not learning what not to do. They're mirroring them. I'm scared of that.
They're not thinking for themselves.
Because if that, if the current cycle of degenerosity, and this goes beyond just the falsity of Black excellence replaced with Black degenerosity, this extends to every single person in every single race. And if you believe so, even to those of any gender, regardless of whom you are, this extends to all of us as human beings, as humanity. If we continue this cycle of degenerosity, it will constantly flow. Much like a landslide, much like an avalanche. If the cycle continues, it will exponentially get worse. Or perhaps I should say logistically worse. Because there will be some point when it plateaus.
All right, one more point
have more of a tangible disgust than the words that leave my mother's mouth. I bet you it's been years, hasn't it?
Well, they got the spaceship stuck up there right now. They got some people up there, and they can't get them home.
That's deep right
Knows
there.
new perspective. It gets people questioning, what if we could do this? What instead of A and B, what if we look at this? Why don't we look at point alpha before we reach point A and B? What if we brought this in? What will point A and B look now? I said this to my mother in one of our last calls. She asked me if I was a pawn or a king. I said neither.
This my
if
part.
I were to be anything in the game of chess, I'd want to be the board.
Sorry, y'all. I don't know if I'm on or off. When he took that nice pause, that's part of storytelling. When he took that pause, I knew he was going to say the board, because everybody think, are you well, in the game of chess, you want to be a pawn or a king. And mother, I don't want to be neither one of them. You know what I want to be? I want to be the board that the world plays on, because I dictate. Well, that's deep, man. Y'all know.
Pawn or king. I said neither. If I were to be anything in the game of chess, I'd want to be the board. A pawn is obvious, but for a king, the entire game rests on his shoulders, and he's still in control of the players. If anything, the one constant in a game of chess is the board. Every bishop is always situated on a white and black square that they always move upon. Every rook moves on a cardinal direction of that 8x8, not 8x8, I believe. Wait, is it 8x8? I think it's 8x8.
I don't know.
Somebody, y'all, this code. Somebody in the chat said he is highly intelligent, but very socially awkward. That's true, and that's what society says. If you that intelligent, you're a weirdo. You're a book nerd. You talk like a nerd, because that's what society teaches us. He's awkward. He's not a freak at all. He's not a freak at all. Imagine having her as a mother. So he was, I don't know, Jaguar Wright is raising this kid. Who knows what she was trying to do while she was raising him? That's the very good point. Very good point on the live stream. We wouldn't know. So you could say 8x8, 9x9, 10x10. We wouldn't even know. We wouldn't know. Crazy tale. And we would believe him. But listen how he's trying to make sure he don't put out no false information. That's a true prophet. That is a true false. He's trying not to put out any false information. That don't mean he's not telling the full truth about his mother. That's what, you know.
Wait, is it 8x8? I think it's 8x8.
I don't know.
Let me see. There you have.
Oh, he was, yeah. Also, yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Thank you, Oak Cliff, Nikki. I'm never gonna get these names. He lived with his father a lot. He was raised by his father. You know, I'm getting the information as it comes. Well, the mother raised him a little bit, and then he started living with his father. The father was saying that he's not slow, so the father kind of let him do a little more so he can grow into what he want to do. You know, stuff like that. So thank you, appreciate it. He stayed with both of them off and on. Yeah. Anyone that will comment on internet and do that to his mom, wrong. Again, I don't think he should have done any of this on social media. That's me also. I agree with you on that. Jamie, I agree with you. But I'm just trying to air out a little bit of my differences, you know, on this video, as well as the live stream is actually up, and we running this because I think that everybody has a point of view, and I really think that him coming on here, he's 22. You know, and this in the younger generation, this is how you do things. You know, back in my day, we couldn't get on the news and talk about my mama. You know, couldn't do that. See, that's that retarded brain. That's why people think he retarded. Oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all. I need to delete that. I apologize again for using that stupid word. I'm from the streets, man, and I go straight to, you know, because that's not even the point I'm making, you know, retarded, because he's trying to make sure he speak nothing but the truth.
Knight,
I
bishop,
got y'all. I got
king,
it. Watch this.
Queen, and then there's a replica of the first three. So yeah, it's an 8x8 grid. On that 8x8 grid, the players always work in bounds of that grid, because that is where the true law lies.
Wow.
It is the law of the land. In war, what is the first thing that is most important? Intelligence. What is the terrain? Are we dealing with a forest? Are we dealing with a desert? How are we going to maneuver with those? Can we employ any form of stealth, tactics? What can we apply?
That's true. That is very true.
Because the most important tool is knowing what you're dealing with. How do you play the game?
The rules of the game.
And how you play a game is dictated by how it is established, by the foundation. In chess is the grid. It is that 8x8 board. Well, a board. In the game of war, even though it is not a game, it is dictated by the land that is seen as the war zone.
Deep.
In, say, a board game like Monopoly, every piece always moves in that property zone. You gain cards, community and chess cards from that zone. You go to jail on that board. You place houses and hotels on that board. Why strive to be a piece that is controlled? Why strive to be a piece that is controlled by, that is always controlled by something else, or hinged behind the decision of something else, when you can be the very thing that dictates how far those people and those pieces can go?
I thought that was very, very deep. And this business game, the game of life, if you want to call it a game, you want to take the word game out to be more correct. In the rules of the land, I can't believe so many people do wrong things and they don't even know the consequences of how much jail time behind the wrong things they're going to do. It's right there. It's written out. If you got X amount of things you ain't had no business doing, how much time would you do? You don't even think like that. What you do is you just go do it, and then, oh man, I got to go get a lawyer. And you're like, what? I didn't know. That little kid, y'all seen that video that went viral when that little kid dropped to his knees and almost fainted because of how much time he got for rape. Come find out, I don't think he raped her though. But can you imagine you trying to get your little, oh man, did I say the word? I don't know. Imagine you trying to get your little, whatever you trying to get off, and you never even realize how much time you can do. How much time you can do from what you have done. And it's right there in your face. You can go look it up, man, if I have.
Why be the functioning cog when you can be the boundary that decides it? Why be the materials of an architecture's new building when you can be the land that dictates how far and how high they can build?
Very much wisdom.
Describes me.
Wisdom. That's
I
wisdom.
think beyond what many people normally think. Sometimes to a level that is unnecessary, but sometimes it becomes necessary and leads people to think that there's more to this than meets the eye. And it's something that my oculi, the vehement oculi, can detect.
Can we leave it here? Because that just summed the whole universe up, Deuce.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Thank you.
Certainly.
And I know you probably already know this, but
She's speechless.
don't let nobody tell you something wrong with you.
Trust me. No one ever will.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I just wanted to do this video to clear some things up. It's getting close to time. I'm trying to take care of this cold. I am mad over the fact that I have a cold, especially when the channel just took off and started running and running. So as you can see how dedicated I am to running this channel and understanding and learning the information out there. I was so shocked, not only shocked over the things he said, but I just want to make it clear that I ain't picking nobody's side, and I'm not saying, shame on you, Jaguar. I knew you was a phony. None of that. Jaguar has said plenty of things that I agree with, I cross-referenced, and I said, this sister got it going on. George, what's his name? Glenn, what's the security guy? Big homie CC, all of them. One person that just ain't sitting right. The one and only person is that Courtney with that book. Oh, speaking of the book, we went out and got the book, y'all. I don't even have the monitor up to here. We went out and got the book, and I'm afraid to even read it. I don't know how much is true. How are you gonna put a book out and not put your name on it? You put your, oh, this is my writer's name. Sound like you're trying to hide something to me. On top of that, you haven't even read the book. I ain't even read the book. So that, to me, took so much value out of this book after I have already purchased it. So the book has been sitting there, and I've been talking to people. People have been texting, commenting back saying their people have already read the book online and all this stuff. So I'm asking my people who follow me, do y'all want us to break the book down, read some paragraphs and different things, and we talk about it? Because I think even though I don't know if it's 100% Kim's lost words, because that's what it says on there, Kim's lost words, the person that helped edit this actually admitted that this is a revised version. This ain't the real thing. So, oh man, as the saga continues, man, look here. I'm gonna get on up out of here. I just wanted to clear up some things, and again, I will apologize, especially for using that word. I apologize. I'm so sorry, but I was trying to hurry up and get to a point, and that was the first word that came to my, my mind. And I have nothing against Jaguar or his son or the lady that's doing the interview. I'm just stating the facts. So y'all take it light, take it slow. You tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out. What y'all think? Oh my goodness. Other than this cold, man. Oh my gracious, man. My head has stopped up something terrible. Oh, I gotta do this. This is Tony. Oh my God. God, you ain't sending me nothing. Yeah. Let me go upstairs and take a nap. I think Tahir's going to come in and actually. I pulled up Streamlab. We ain't even try to use that. But Tahir's gonna come in here and edit. my viewpoints. Yeah, let me take a rest before my live stream starts. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much, man, for coming out and supporting, man. That means a lot to me to see these numbers. We don't have 1,000 people, but we definitely is doing some new numbers, so to speak, you know. So Sean ID doing Ronnie Bo interview now. Yeah. All right. I don't supposed to be on there with them. I think he gonna call me on afterwards. So I'm gonna go upstairs and start listening to what Ronnie Bo. What up there, Bo? We great have Bo on the channel though. Yeah. Okay, appreciate it. All right then. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate it, man. Let me get a little rest in and everything. Peace out, live stream.